When was the last time that you opened a window, not because it was baking hot or because you were cooking something particularly fragrant, but just because? Now, I know people who never open their windows, and they're quite happy to admit the reason is that they are so scared of creepy crawlies getting into their home. A spider might wander through, a fly might find its way indoors, something with too many legs might appear where it isn't welcome. And I do understand this, but the more you think about it, the more you realise there's a strange kind of irony here. Because what you might not realise is when you're doing everything you can to keep living things out of your home, you may actually be creating ideal conditions for other living things already inside your home. Most of us think of our homes as separate from nature, but if that's true, why is there so much life inside them? A home is really just another habitat, built by one species, but shared by many. Some of that life is obvious, our beloved pets, our impressive houseplants, and that's interesting in itself because many of us actively try to bring nature indoors. We like nature, but just often on our own terms. A plant in a pot feels very different to a spider in a corner, even though both belong to the same natural world. And spiders are a good example. A spider sitting quietly in the corner of a room can provoke genuine fear in some people. Yet most house spiders are harmless to us. In fact, many spend their lives catching flies, moths and other insects. They're essentially tiny pest controllers, and they're not generally interested in us as humans. They're simply responding to the environment that they found themselves in. What's fascinating is that the life we notice isn't actually the life that affects us most. Dust mites, fungi, bacteria, most of us never really see them on a day-to-day basis, yet they're often far more relevant to our health and well-being than a spider sitting quietly on the ceiling. Our houses are alive, not metaphorically, but quite literally, and whether you notice it and like it or not, you're already sharing it with an astonishing amount of life. Every home creates conditions, temperature, humidity, light, shelter, and life responds to those conditions. Which brings us back to the window, because while keeping windows closed may reduce the chance of a spider wandering in, it also reduces ventilation, and that changes the environment inside the building. Take dust mites, for example. We often think of them as associated with dirty homes, but that's not really true. They live in homes all over the world and feed on the flakes of skin that humans naturally shed. But for some people, they can trigger allergies and asthma symptoms. And what they really like is moisture. That's the same moisture that builds up when air doesn't move and humidity stays high because we haven't opened our windows. So, while we're worrying about the spider we can see, we're often paying less attention to the conditions that favour things we can't. And then there's mould. Unlike a spider, mould is often a sign that something isn't quite right. Too much moisture, too little ventilation, a leak that hasn't been noticed. In many ways, mould isn't just another organism. It's information, a building telling us that the balance has shifted. I find it interesting that a harmless spider can cause panic, while a patch of condensation rarely does. Yet one of those things may be telling us something much more important about the health of the building. Modern homes are increasingly sealed, better insulation, better glazing, better energy efficiency, which is wonderful in many ways, but it also means we have to think really carefully about ventilation, humidity, and air quality, because the harder we try to separate ourselves from the outside world, the more we have to think about how we manage the indoor environment. So I guess we have to kind of think that a healthy home isn't necessarily the home with the least life in it. Perhaps it's the home with the healthiest balance. Fresh air, dry walls, healthy buildings, healthy people. Because our homes are never empty. The only thing that changes is which forms of life we're encouraging. So the next time you see a spider in your home, it's worth remembering that many house spiders are quietly catching flies and other insects. Meanwhile, entirely different forms of life may be thriving in places you'll never see. And the irony is that while we're often focused on keeping nature out, we may be creating conditions that favour the very things we'd least like to live with. So I'd love to know what you think. Where do you draw the line? What gets to stay? What gets evicted? And if you had to choose, would you rather have a spider in the corner or mould behind the wardrobe? Because whether we acknowledge it or not, our houses are alive.